Hello guys, good morning. You are welcome to my YouTube channel, The Explicit Tutorials. And my name is Tutor Joseph. In today's video, I'll be taking us PPB 111, a topic called Kingdom Fungi, okay? So the course is PPB 111, a topic called Kingdom Fungi. Alright, this is what the topic we are going to be treating today. In today's topic, we are going to be looking at the general features of fungi. Now, there are some features that fungi possess that distinguish them from every other plants on earth. Let us look at those features, but before we start fully, I will advise you click the notification bell so that when I upload a new content, you will be notified. And secondly, as you're watching this video, endeavor to subscribe. Now, PBB 111 is one of those courses that most students find difficult to assimilate or comprehend because of the various botanical names and of course the broad characteristics. But the explicit tutorials, which is my tutorial on YouTube, have dealt with all other topics. I believe this making it the sixth or seventh topic, because in your first semester you are going to be doing about about seven topics thereabouts, and we have treated about four. We are left with two. We have treated five. This is the fifth one, so we are left with two other chapters. What to call it a semester. That means we are through with all the topics that we had to read for the semester. Let us get started. Hidden fungi. Normal green plants, they store carbohydrate as starch. Green plant, that is plants that possess chlorophyll in their chloroplast. They store food as starch. But these idiots, these guys, hidden fungi, they've distinguished themselves. They do not store food as starch. They store food as glycogen. You can see that. Please take note of that. Kingdom, that is fungi, they store carbohydrate as glycogen, and not as starch. Normal green plant, their cell wall is made up of cellulose, which means we have cellulose cell wall. However, the cell wall of the fungi is not made up of cellulose. It has what is called chitin. The one we call chitin is called chitin. Please, the cell wall of fungi is made up of chitin and not cellulose. Take note of that. Then number three. Now, fungi are found in various places. Some are found on land, some are found in water, some are found on air. And we have the free-living fungi, and we have the parasitic fungi. Now, some of these fungi are also found in dead and decaying organic matters. Some are found in dead wood, some are found in animal dung, then some are found in burnt grasses. Now, the ones found in wood, the ones found growing on wood are called Lignolitic fungi. Alright, they are found on dead wood because of the presence of lignin. Lignin is that outer coat of roots. Is the outer coat of root lignin. So take note of that. So they are called lignolitic fungi because they are found growing on dead wood. Example is Pyrotus interregium. Alright, Pyrotus interregium is an example of a lignolitic fungus found growing on dead wood. Now, some are also found growing on burnt grasses. Grasses that burn, some fungi are found there, and these are called the pyrophilous fungi. Pyrophilous fungi, burnt wood. Then examples of a pyrophilous fungi is the Pyronema domesticum or domestica. All right, Pyronema domestica is a pyrophilous fungus found in burnt grasses. Then I said that some also found in animal dung. Animal dung. Now these fungi are called They are called coprophilous. They are called coprophilous what? Fungi. All right. They are found on dead. They are found on animal dung, and they are called what? Coprophilous fungi. Example is what? The mucor. The mucor is what? A coprophilous fungi because it is found on animal dung. Then pyrophilous fungi is a fungi found in burnt grasses. A good example is the Pyronema domestica. You now have the lignolitic fungi found on dead wood, okay? And they are called what? Lignolitic fungi. Example is the Pyrotus or interregium. So please take note of this. And secondly, fungi, they undergo a sexual type of reproduction through the production of what? Spores. That is sporulation. Sporulation is what? The production of what? Spores. Sexually, they reproduce through what? Spore formation. And some spores could be motile, that is, they move or they are mobile, and some are immotile or they are what? Immobile. Now, the spores that are mobile, that is, they have the ability to move. Such spore is called what? A zoospore. Zoospore means a multi-spore. A good example is produced by Pythium dibaranum. Alright? Pythium dibaranum produces what? A zoospore, which means spores that are what? Motile. Then there are some that are non-motile, okay? Some spores are non-motile, and these non-motile spores or immobile spores are called what? A planospore. A planospores, okay? These fungi do not have these spores do not have the ability to what? To move. They are what? Immobile. A good example is found in Mucormuceido. Mucormuceido possesses what? And are planospores. Spores that are what? Non-motile or immobile. The zoospore is what? Mobile. Look at it, zoo, animal. That is, it possesses what? Locomotion what? Organ. Okay, take note of that. Now, apart from these features mentioned already, there are other. Where is the board open? Please excuse me. There are other features. Hope it's recording. Good. There are other features that the fungi possess apart from this. Okay. Now, some fungi also produce spores in during a favorable condition. These spores produced during unfavorable condition by the water mold. All right, water mold produces a type of spore during what? Unfavorable what condition, and these spores are found resting on the hyphae. These spores are called uh, clami clami chlamydospore. All right, these spores are found excuse me, they are produced by what? Water mold. And water mold is called Allomyces macro uh, macrogynous. All right, water mold called Allomyces macrogynous produces a spore during unfavorable condition, and these spores are called what? Chlamydiospore. All right, take note of that. Then some spores are also produced in a specialized structure called hyphae. All right, some spores are produced in a specialized uh, place called what? Hyphae. Like hyphae. Spores that are produced in the hyphae are actually called conidio conidiospore. All right, they are found produced uh, in the hyphae. All right, they are found produced in the hyphae, and these spores are called what? Conidiospore. All right, and they are found in what? The conidia. All right, a good example of fungi that produces a conidiospore is Generospora cytophila. All right. Neurospora cytophila produces what? Conidiospore spores found in what? Hyphae. All right. Some fungi also have the ability to produce ascospore, as ascospores. All right. Now these ascospores are produced by the ascomycetes. They are produced by what? The ascomycetes. Okay. Now zapped. The ascomycetes are called sac fungi. Right? The ascomycetes are called what? Okay, zapped. Conjugative fungi, sac fungi, zapped. Club fungi, then okay, imperfect fungi. Yeah, the ascomycetes are called what? Sac fungi. Now, these ascospores produced by the ascomycetes, now they are found, they occur in eight. They occur in eight in one haploid. Okay. Now this place, these eight ascomi, that's ascospores are found, is called ascos. Excuse me. Please excuse me. So somebody was knocking on the door. I have to attend to the person. Now I said ascospores are produced by the ascomycetes, which are called what? Sac fungi. And these ascospores produced are found in a structure called what? Ascos. Ascos. And these ascospores occur in eights. They occur in eights in one haploid spore. This haploid spore they have, the spore they are found is actually what? Haploid, and they occur in eights. A good example of ascomycetes that produces what? Ascospores is the yeast called Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Alright, Saccharomyces cerevisiae produce what? Ascospores, and these ascospores occur in eight in one haploid what? Spore. Okay. Now, apart from that, you also have some organisms called the Basidiomycota. All right, the Basidiomycota. Basidiomycota. The Basidiomycota examples are the Pousinia graminis and Aspergillus bisporus. All right, Pousinia graminis and Aspergillus bisporus are examples of what? Basidiomycetes. Basidiomycetes are the organisms found. Then the Basidiomycota is a division. Okay. Now, this Basidiomycota or Basidiomycetes, they produce a spore called what? Basidiospore. All right, Basidiospore. This Basidiospore, which is a spore produced by them, is found in a structure called basidium. All right, basidium. Okay, take note of that. These are examples of Basidiomycota or Basidiomycetes that produce what? A Basidiospore, and they are found in what? Basidium. Take note of that. Now, let me quickly say this before I forget. The thread-like whitish structure of a given fungi, all right? The thread-like whitish structure of a given fungi is called what? Hyphae. Hyphae. I said they are what? Thread-like. They are thread-like and what? Whitish. They are thread-like and what? Whitish in form. Now, hyphae, when they occur in clusters of hyphae will produce what? The mycelium. And the mycelium is a whitish or grayish structure. Alright, please don't take mycelium for what? Hyphae. Hyphae are thread-like and whitish, These ones are whitish or grayish in color. Take note of that. I said clusters of hyphae will produce what? Mycelium. Now, mycelium is called the vegetative parts. The vegetative what? Parts, or the somatic thallus. Thallus. Alright, which means that the major body division of a given fungi is called what? The mycelium. The mycelium is vegetative parts, and it is the somatic. The word soma means what? Body. So it is a major constituent of. It's called what? The major body constituent. Take note of that. Now, this hyphae mentioned here, there are some fungi whose hyphae are divided by cross walls. Alright, cross walls. The hyphae of some fungi are divided by cross walls. Now, these divisions are called septates. Now, when the hyphae are divided by cross division, that is when the hyphae are divided by different parts, we call such to be what? Septates. Examples is an example of fungi that possesses what? A septate body, a septate hyphae is called Aspergillus glaucus. All right, Aspergillus glaucus is what? Septate, which means that the hyphae are divided into different divisions by what? A cross wall, by a particular wall. Now, the ones whose hyphae are not divided into cross walls and they have large mycelium, such hyphae is said to be what? A septate. A septate or non-septates or senolytic hyphae. All right. If I don't call it a septate, I'll call it non-septate or what? Selonitic. Take note of that. A good example of such hyphae, this hyphae I said, since septate cross walls, there is hyphae are divided to different what? Divisions by particular word cross. But these ones, they are not. The hyphae are not. So they are said to be what? A septate or non-septate. Okay, or non-septate then. Senolytic words, hyphae. A good example is what? The water mold. The water mold called Alomyces macrogenus produce what? Okay, possesses a septate what? Hyphae. A septate hyphae. Now, these organisms, they do not have chloroplasts, and of course automatically do not have what? Chlorophyll. They do not have chloroplast, neither do they have chlorophyll, which means that they are non-photosynthetic. They are non-what? Photosynthetic in form. That is, they cannot produce their food since they lack what? Chloroplast and what? Chlorophyll. And they are called saprophytes, or they are called saprophytic heterotrophic plants. Non-green plant rather. Non-green plants. Alright? They are called saprophytic organisms because they are found growing on dead and decaying organic matters. They are found growing on dead and decaying organic matters. They are called heterotroph because they do not produce their own food. Rather, they depend on autotrophs for what? Survival. They are called non-green plant because they lack what? Chlorophyll. You can see that they are called saprophytic heterotrophic what? Non-green plant. Now, apart from this, they are also called absorptive. They're also called absorptive what? Heterotrophs. They are called absorptive as heterotrophs because they absorb their food molecules through what? The rhizoid. So these rhizoids are root-like structures that are absorptive in form. That is, a absorb or nutrients. Please, this absorptive process occurs in their cell wall. All right, absorption by the fungi occurs in their cell wall. They are called absorptive what heterotrophs, and they have what root-like structures called rhizoids. Rhizoids perform the function of what roots in higher plants. Okay, take note of that. And which one again? Which one again? Okay, they're also called heterotrophs because they require what? Energy. They require energy, also called chemoheterotrophs. Now we have the free-living fungi and we have the parasitic fungi. We have the free-living fungi and we have the parasitic what? Fungi. Now the free-living fungi, they depend on just normal nutrients, all right? They don't cause harm to plant, okay? But the parasitic fungi possess a root called ostoria. The roots possessed by parasitic fungi are called what? Hostoria. Hostoria are roots possessed by what? Parasitic fungi. Hostoria, okay? Take note of that. The root of a parasitic fungi is called which of these? Rhizoid, rhizome, Hostoria, and one other useless option. Please, it is what? Hostoria. Take note of that. And good, good. Fungi that grow uh, through superficial infection, right? Fungi that grow through superficial infection are called what? Systemic fungi, and they are systemic what? Parasitic. Systemic parasitism, since it's what? An association. A parasitic fungi that grows uh, through superficial infection is called what? A systemic what? Fungi. What is the meaning of superficial infection? It's an infection caused by a fungus when it is restricted on the stratum corneum of what? The skin. You know the epidermis of the skin has different strata. We have the stratum corneum, we have the stratum basal, we have the stratum debenativum, we have the stratum lucidium, and I think that those are the different strata of what? The epidermis. Then these fungi are found on the stratum corneum, okay? The stratum corneum is usually made of what? Dead cells, okay? The surface of the skin, stratum, okay? Strata means what? Divisions, okay? Please take note. Parasitic fungi that grow through superficial infection is called what? This process is called what? Systemic parasitism, and such fungi is called what? A systemic what? Parasite. Now, there are some that can survive in both living and non-living things. That is, they can survive in host. They are both parasitic and what? Free living. When they're in their host, they are parasitic. But when host is not present, they can just feed on normal nutrients from the soil. These are called what? Facultative fungi. Facultative fungi. Alright? They grow in both living and non-living what? Hosts. They can survive in any medium. Just as we have what? The facultative bacteria. They can survive in both absence or presence of what? Oxygen, okay? You now also have the obligate parasites, obligate fungi. All right, these obligate fungi, they depend on just the host. All right, they depend on the host for what? Survival. It therefore means that they cannot substitute any nutritive what? Medium for what? The host, which means they depend on the host. They don't have any means of surviving. They cannot feed on normal nutrients from the soil, which means that when the host is not there, they what? They cannot survive. They will die like that, like they will die. And because They depend on the host. They cannot survive through any means. Take note of that. So these are the features of what? The fungi. I've given you all that you need. Okay, now the last one which I am about giving you, it just entered my head. Now I told you that asexual reproduction is through what? Sporulation. Production of what? Spores, alright? Asexual mode of reproduction is what? Through spore formation. Good, I just remember now. Now, there are some fungi that have their spores in a structure called sporangium or sporangia. Sporangia is that part that houses the spores. A good example of fungi or good examples of fungi that possess such sporangia are we have Rhizopus stolonifer, and we now have Mucomucedo. Mucomucedo, all right. Mucomucedo and Rhizopus stolonifer possess sporangia, which means their spores are found in what? Sporangia. When I was teaching us pteridophyte, I said that this sporangia, they they form a spike at the tip of what? The stem. They form a spike at the tip of the stem. This spike is called what? Strobilus. This spike formed at the tip of the stem or of the stem. Okay, no, it is the sporophyll that does that rather. Please, sporophyll. The sporophyll is a leaf. No, sporangia is cone shaped. It is what? Cone shaped. When a sporangia is found in a leaf, such leaf is called what? Sporophyll. And this sporophyll has the ability to form spike at the tip of all the stem. Such spike is called what? Strobilus. Okay, take note of that. Huh? And this sporangia is actually what? Diploid. It is what? Diploid. Take note of that. So we are not discussing pteridophyte. I've taken pteridophyte already. Okay, I just brought it for a good words reason. Okay, now I said Rhizopus stolonifer and Mucomucedo produce their spores or have their spores in a cone-shaped structure called what? Sporangia. Okay, which one again? Good, nice one. Now the umbrella-like structure of mushroom is called what? Pilus. The one that looks like an umbrella like this. This part that looks like an umbrella. Alright, this part is called what? Pilus. Alright, the umbrella structure of mushroom is called what? Pilus. Take note of that. Now this cap, let me assume here to be the soil level or the soil surface. Now these parts that grow above the mycelium. Okay, let me explain it better. I don't know. Let me rub it off, please. Now there are some edible field mushroom. That is edible field. I said edible. Oh, edible field mushroom. This mushroom is called what? Agaricus campestris. Agaricus campestris possesses a mycelium that is beneath what? The soil level, alright? Possesses the mycelium that is beneath the what? Soil level. Which means that the mycelium of the edible field mushroom is found found beneath the soil what? Surface, under the soil. Now, why the one that grow above the mycelium is called what? The mushroom cap. It's called what? The mushroom cap. Alright? The one that grows above the soil surface from the mycelium is called what? The mushroom wood cap. While the one that remains beneath the soil surface is called what? Mycelium. And such is found in edible field mushroom called what? Agaricus what? Campestris. Please take note of that. And again, good. Nice one. They should just be coming. They undergo extracellular type of digestion. They undergo extracellular type of digestion because their substrates are digested on, okay, on their body, that is outside the cell, on the surface of what? Their body, outside the cell. Now, hyphae produces enzyme that helps in feeding what? On the substrate. The substrate is the one that they feed on. The substrate is the food molecules they feed on through the production of what? Enzyme. And such substrates are fed on extracellularly, that is outside the body. Outside the body, yes, outside the body. Take it like that. So I think we are through with the, oh, exactly, the last one, just the last one. Now I only gave us the asexual explanation of what? Fungi in general. Now they also undergo sexual type of digestion, sexual type of reproduction, sorry. It's not only digestion. Sexual type of what? Reproduction. Now this sexual type occurs in three ways. We have one, the plasmogamy. And plasmogamy is simply defined as the fusion of two protoplasts. It is the fusion of two protoplasts with or without their nuclei, their haploid what? Nuclei. Plasmogamy is the fusion of two protoplasts without or with their haploid what? Nuclei. Haploid nuclei, which means that even if their nuclei are not involved, fusion can still take place. Okay, a good example is found in Saccharomyces cerevisiae, yeast, like I gave us before. Now plasmogamy brings about the bringing together of two haploid nuclei, and you call this what? Dikaryon. Dikaryon is uh, the nucleus formed by the bringing together of two haploid nuclei from opposite what? Parent, or from opposite what? Sexes, which means that haploid nucleus will come from one parent, then another haploid nucleus will come from another parent. Now this combination of these two haploid, we call it what? A dikaryon. Okay, dikaryon. Now this dikaryon produced will now undergo meiosis through karyogamy. This number 2. You can see that plasmogamy brings about the fusion of two protoplasts with or without what? Their haploid nuclei. I also said that plasmogamy enhances the coming together of two haploid nuclei from opposite what? Sexes. This nucleus form is called what? These two nuclei that have come together are called what? Dikaryon. Okay. Now this dikaryon will now undergo meiosis through karyogamy. You can see that this dikaryon produced will now undergo what? Meiosis. As long as it undergoes this meiosis, all right, it produces 4 daughter cells. It produces what? 4 daughter cells. As long as it undergoes what? Meiosis. Please, not mitosis, meiosis. You know, meiosis, 4 daughter cells are what? Produced. Now, these 4 daughter cells produced will undergo what? Mitosis. This dikaryon will undergo meiosis through what? Karyogamy to produce what? 4 daughter cells. These 4 daughter cells produced would undergo what? Mitosis to produce what? 8 haploid spores. 8, look at it, 8, imagine that. They'll produce what? 8 haploid spores. Now this haploid spores would now undergo these 8 haploid spores would undergo isogamy, which is the third one. Isogamy is the fusion of similar gametes. Now gametes in this form now are called what? Spores. They undergo what? Similar. The fusion of similar spores or similar gametes is called what? Isogamy. But the fusion of two different gametes is called what? Oogamy. Take note of that. Alright. So which means that as sexual reproduction in fungi involves plasmogamy, chirogamy, isogamy, and oogamy. While asexual reproduction involves what? Spore formation, that is sporulation. Please take note of that. Then a good example of this is Aspergillus campestris. All right, Aspergillus what? Campestris. Take note of that. So at this point, we'll call it a day. No, before we call it a day, let me give you the 4 divisions of kingdom fungi. Okay, there are 4 divisions actually, but they are, is it 4 now? There are 5th divisions of kingdom fungi, but the 5th one is a new division. Okay, it's a new division. Okay, let me round off with this. We have these markers are faint already. Let me see this one right. But we have division zygomycota, These are called conjugating fungi because they undergo what? Sexual type of production called what? Conjugation. Conjugating what? Fungi. Then number 2, you have division ascomycota. Right, these are called what? Sac fungi. Right, they are called sac fungi. And number 3, we have division zabbed basidiomycota. And these are called what? Club fungi. These are called what? Club fungi. We now have the 4th one. We have the division zabbed deuteromycota. Now these are called what? Imperfect fungi. Imperfect what? Fungi. The 5th one I said is a new division, which is division Trichorhidomycota. Alright. Please, these are the divisions of what? Kingdom fungi. Take note of that. At this point, call it a day. If you know you have learned something this morning, please endeavor to subscribe, and thanks for watching.